Dodge just unveiled the brand new, completely redesigned Charger. This car promises Hellcat-rivaling performance and unheard-of levels of driver choice thanks to available gas or electric powertrains and 2- or 4-door bodies. There's a lot to talk about here. The long-awaited 2024 Charger has finally been revealed, and the car looks almost exactly like the Charger Daytona SRT concept Dodge trotted out about a year and a half ago. That design study was loaded with unique features, but the production model offers even more, so let's break it down, starting with a general overview. Then we'll cover the electric powertrains, followed by the gas offerings. Yes, combustion engines will be on the menu. After that, we'll go over the interior before talking about technology. So first things first, the redesigned Charger is built on the Stella large platform, a flexible EV-first vehicle architecture. And that foundation graces this Dodge with a 121-inch wheelbase, which is 1 inch longer than the outgoing models and 5 inches greater than the Challenger coupes. The new Charger's overall length is just shy of 207 inches, making it several inches longer than the cars it replaces. Giving drivers lots of choice, this 2024 model will be offered with either 2 or 4 doors, and either way, the new Charger features a lift-back rear end for easy access to the cargo area, which clocks in at about 22.8 cubic feet behind the rear seats, or 37.4 with the backrests folded down. Now, I haven't seen this car in person. Chad has, and he said he really likes the design, but some pictures really aren't all that flattering. The front 3/4 angle makes the Charger look a little bit jowly, and for some reason, shots of the silver one that Dodge provided kind of remind me of a rental car from around 2001. Now, of course, there are some very cool design elements, like the R-wing flow-through hood and much of the body surfacing. But what do you think about this Dodge's design? Sound off in the comments down below. Next up, electric powertrains, and this is where things get really interesting. The 2 pure EV versions of the car, there's the Charger Daytona RT and the Charger Daytona Scat Pack. They both feature a surprisingly large 100.5 kilowatt-hour battery with prismatic cells and a nickel-cobalt aluminum chemistry. With a 400-volt electrical architecture, this pack can DC fast charge at up to 183 kilowatts, a very strong but not quite industry-leading performance. Still, that's enough to get this Charger from 20 to 80% in roughly 27 minutes. When it comes to range, the RT is expected to top out at around 317 miles with a full battery, a solid performance to be certain. Though not surprisingly, the Scat Pack's legs won't be nearly as long, expected to deliver about 260 miles of range. Improving efficiency, the front drive unit can disconnect when not needed, and providing extra traction, the rear motor module is fitted with a mechanical limited slip differential. Now, as I just alluded to, these all-electric Chargers come with front and rear-mounted permanent magnet motors for standard all-wheel drive. The RT cranks out up to 496 horsepower and 404 pound-feet of torque, while the pumped-up Scat Pack is good for a max of 670 ponies and 627 pound-feet of twist. Those horsepower figures include the Power Shot feature, which, at the push of a button, gives you a 40-horse boost for up to 15 seconds, so you can probably have a lot of fun with that. Putting all that power to good use, the RT can hit 60 miles per hour in 4.7 seconds and complete the quarter mile in around 13.1. The Scat Pack will hit the mile-a-minute mark in about 3.3 seconds and complete the 1320 in roughly 11.5. These cars are plenty quick, but handling might not be as stellar. Expect all-electric Chargers to strain the scales at around 5,838 pounds. Now, helping keep that mass under control, these cars will have near-perfect front-to-rear weight distribution, and Brembo brakes with 16-inch front rotors are available on the Scat Pack. Oh, and one more thing before we briefly touch on this car's ICE powertrains. These models should also come with a patent-pending fratsonic chambered exhaust system that promises to pump out Hellcat levels of noise. And this setup will almost certainly be loud, but will it sound good? Well, that remains to be seen, or rather heard. Dodge isn't demoing the AirSots exhaust tone just yet because they say they're still fine-tuning it. And there's a good chance it might sound like a vacuum cleaner, but probably a good one, like that Auric XL. It's strong enough to pick up a bowling ball. I've seen the commercials myself. Now, we really don't cover this sort of stuff here at EV Pulse, but I still think it is worth mentioning because it's always nice to have choice. So starting next year, Dodge will offer the new Charger with a gasoline engine, specifically the potent new 3-liter Hurricane twin-turbo straight-six. It will be offered in 2 flavors. There's standard output and high output. The former is rated at 420 horsepower, while the latter is good for a whopping 550. And yes, the 5.7 and 6.4-liter Hemi V8s are gone, and I'm gonna miss them. Now, as I said, I'm a bit mixed on the new Charger's exterior design, at least based on photos, but this car's interior looks amazing. Stylish but still tasteful, classically arranged yet modern at the same time. Front and center is a 12.3-inch touchscreen. It is home to a speedy Uconnect 5 infotainment system that also supports wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. A 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster is standard, but a 16-incher is also available. Aside from those panels, an augmented reality head-up display is optional too. You can also get an 18-speaker sound system on any model. Adding visual pizzazz, 64-color ambient cabin lighting is offered, a pistol grip shifter recalls classic Dodge models, and the seats are wrapped in both cloth and vinyl, though you can also get lovely Napa leather for an extra charge. Finally, let's briefly touch on tech. The Daytona model will feature a range of performance-enhancing features like launch control, an adaptive suspension system, and even line lock, so you can do some sweet burnouts. Myriad driving modes will be available too, though the top-shelf Daytona trim will also have a couple unique ones, including Donut and Drift. The former lets you rotate the car around the front wheels, while the latter provides rear bias torque delivery and has 3 driver selectable slip angles for getting sideways, but hopefully not taking out pedestrians while leaving your local Cars and Coffee, because that is generally bad, very bad. Now, the new Charger will also be offered with Dodge Digital Key, and this lets you access the vehicle with your smartphone or even an NFC smart card that fits in your wallet or purse. The Drive Experience Recorder is new too, included in the track package along with those Brembo brakes I mentioned earlier. Now, this feature allows you to record and analyze your hot laps, syncing and logging audio, video, and vehicle performance data, so ultimately you can become a better driver. Now, the new 2024 Charger Daytona, what Dodge is calling the first and only all-electric muscle car, will be built in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, with all-electric 2-door models entering production in mid-2024, so really not too far off. 4-door versions are expected to start rolling off the line in the first quarter of 2025, ditto for the gas-powered variants. When it comes to pricing, nothing has been announced, but as with pretty much everything these days, I don't imagine any version of the new Dodge Charger will be cheap, so start saving up now. Now, one final detail to mention, the Charger will come equipped with a CCS connector at launch. While you'll have to wait until sometime in 2025 for models with a built-in NACS port, Stellantis says it will be making adapters available. But if you own a Ford F-150 Lightning pickup truck or Mustang Mach-E SUV, you can juice up at Tesla Superchargers today. And this is huge news. So click over here to see how it went when we tried to charge with Ford's new adapter.